other, we push ourselves to limits that, you know, we didn't think we could. We track our progress, we see our improvements. The time of year comes where it's time to test your abilities. It's time to see where you stack up against the other members of the gym and the other members of the region and even the worldwide leaderboard. If you're going to put time and effort into something every day, you should test your improvements and see how far you've come. You know, I want to take this to the next level. I want it to be bigger. I want this to be the biggest stage that these athletes have ever competed on. You know, I want to bring the big stage to them. An atmosphere that you're going to push harder than you would ever push. Even though we push hard in class, this is different.
The Open's your Super Bowl, you know? This is the test to see, you know, have you made the progress that you wanted to make over the past year?
I think that it's an opportunity and a chance for every athlete to get that competitive feel, but to be able to push themselves beyond what they thought they could.
It's a test. Test your fitness, you know?
How hard you've been working all year long just for 5 workouts. That's it.
The first Thursday night was really exciting. It was like Christmas morning. What are we gonna get here? You know, the feeling in this room that night was pretty. You know, it was electric. Everyone was in here just dying to see what was gonna come up. So.
Oh, everybody's getting anxious. People are kind of like doing their jitters. They're wiggling. You know, you don't know what it's gonna be, but you're expecting the worst.
14.1 is 11.1. As many reps as possible in 10 minutes of 30 double unders and 15 snatches.
So I hear the workout announcement, I'm like, oof, all right, double unders first workout. You know, that's gonna be tough for some people.
You know, the very first movement I have to do is double unders, and not everybody can do double unders.
Double unders, come on.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad because I told the numerous amount of people that double unders would not be in the first workout, let alone the first movement.
The snatch can be considered, well, is considered a very technical lift, and double under can be a very hard skill for some people. So it was interesting to see what people thought. You know, there's people ranging from, I just want to get 5 double unders, to, you know, that weight's gonna get heavy on the bar.
Like, their jaw dropped, they were just not happy about it. Some people were excited, and I saw a couple of people like turn to each other and they were like, yes, because they know there's some things that they've been working on, which was one of their weaknesses.
Patting and going head to head set the pace for the entire thing. You know, they always push hard during the class workouts, but seeing, you know, that extra adrenaline that you get and seeing them apply that into the workout themselves, kind of let people know, all right, this is what it's going to be like.
And I see Pat breaking up the snatch, and I'm like, oh crap. Kirsten Carlack. I guess the Open to me is kind of a chance to really, I don't want to say compare, but match up among people in the gym, people in the region, people in the world. It definitely is important because it's a chance to really see how far you've come.
Kirsten's kind of cool because she kind of breaks through those boundaries of what people thought feminine was in the past. Like, you know, you can be strong, but you can still be like, soft and delicate at the same time.
She's a hard worker between every open skill and everything. She's there.
I thought Kirsten did very well in this workout, and I knew going into it that this was going to be one of her style, her type of workouts. She's very good at snatches.
I wasn't too worried. The weight was light, double unders I'm okay with. It was just, all right, how many rounds can I get?
Yeah, so when I saw the bleachers starting to fill up on night 1 and you know, it got to the point where it was almost just like standing room only, and people were just coming in, the house was packed.
It's kind of like surreal because you know what's going on around you, but you're also in your head so much. So it's almost like you block out everything else. Just don't stop, just don't stop, just don't stop. The start, I felt good. Double unders were easy. It's just, I guess in the atmosphere, you're so built up and anxious. Just tried to keep my shoulders loose and really use my hips as much as I could to save them, because I thought they were gonna burn out. I think it was after the second or third round, I just felt like I couldn't breathe, I couldn't move. I felt like I couldn't catch up. And you hear Brian yelling, so-and-so's here, so-and-so's there. The key to keep going is to stay calm. And when you're not calm, you're just gonna keep messing up. And that's what I did.
She set her goal really high and was upset that she didn't complete it, but I thought that she personally did very well, and I was impressed.
And I always watch the last girls' heat. And I watch Brianne, I watch Kirsten, and there's always a few people in that heat where I try and gauge myself off of. Jack Marchese, I mean, the CrossFit Open to me is just 5 workouts really, but we're gonna have a really good time while doing it. You know, as the gym itself and as a community, and I'm gonna get to hang with the guys and train hard and you know, and there's a bunch of people there, so the kids get to watch it too, so that's kind of fun.
Jack, I'll say it every time, cool, calm, and collected. I love him. He's like a dad.
Just trying to lead by example. That's Jack, you know.
He comes to my class, but it's funny because like I look up to him. When I'm 38 years old or whatever, you know, I want to be thrown down like that still.
Now that the Open has started and people have gotten into it, that they're excited to what's the next one.
14.2 is 10 overhead squats, 10 chest to bar pull-ups. In 3 minutes, attempt to complete 2 rounds. If you cannot complete 2 rounds of that couplet, your score for the 3 minutes for 14.2 is the total amount of reps you complete in that 3-minute duration. If you do complete 2 rounds of 10 overhead squats and 10 chest to bar pull-ups, you're given an additional 3 minutes of work time. The first round is 2 rounds of 10 overhead squats, 10 chest to bar pull-ups. The second round, the reps increase.
When 14.2 was announced, I knew right away. I was like, all right, they're not messing around this year. You know, they're gonna get cut right to the chase and try to find the cream of the crop as early as possible.
It was gonna really separate people.
2 movements that people definitely struggle with.
The movements were tricky, yes, but I think overall the part that I liked about it was that you had to kind of qualify for that next 3 minutes.
If you could mentally get through it, and if you physically were good at the chest to bar pull-ups, you could do very well.
I like chest to bar, so you can't cheat chest to bar. Your chest either hits the bar or it doesn't. You know, I like overhead squats. It wasn't that heavy. I think my flexibility is okay, so I can get away with doing them, pushing them out.
Jack, you know, he made it the furthest out of anybody, and he kept motoring.
Watching him just go further and further and further until he was the last man standing. It's kind of like getting punished. The further you make it, the more it's gonna hurt.
Everybody was done, and Ian was screaming at me. He's like, just keep going, just keep going. I was glad to get there, but it was tough. That was tough. He
no repped himself on a chest to bar pull-up.
Or he hit.
It was shirt definitely hit, like there, standing on the box.
The bar and did that, or something.
And he just goes, I know, and he does it again. Talk about integrity.
Just because you're tired, there's no excuse to cheat. Whether it be the rep that gets you to the next round or not, you know, you gotta call it like it is.
You know, every spectator in that building got their money's worth that night watching Jack in those last couple of minutes.
When you really get kind of exhausted, your mind just doesn't seem to absorb. My name is Rich Shortell. Well, for me, it was a challenge. Last year, I was a new member. Thought about doing it, not knowing it. It just seems like something I wanted to throw myself into because it was, all of these things were so foreign to me. I was like, well, why not?
Rich, he's an awesome guy.
He pushes. You know, he's had some knee injuries in the past, but you know, every time he comes here, he puts in everything that he can. You know, he wants to be here.
He loves what we do.
Rich is the guy that goes home, does his research, and he comes in and asks you questions. What do you think about this? And I love that.
Well, I was just looking forward to, thinking of what they had given us as far as movements through the first two. Just thinking, well, what could be left that would be strenuous. I would look forward to it. Every day come Thursday, I would watch the announcement.
14.3 is as many reps as possible in 8 minutes of 10 deadlifts, 15 box jump. 15 deadlift, 15 box jump. 35 deadlift, 15 box jump. The box height, 24 inches for the men, 20 inches for the women. The load for the deadlift, 135 for the men, 95 for the women. For the set of 15, the weight increases. 185 for the men, 135 for the women. And for the set of 35, 365 for the men, 225 for the women.
Deadlift box jump is a combination that's not uncommon in CrossFit. I think everyone was pretty revved up about this one. Just go in and give it everything you got.
It was cool to see them actually throw some weight in the open.
Yeah, you just gotta let them go because it's, box jumps and deadlifts are things that, the vast majority of people can do. But the further you get, the harder it gets.
I liked the fact that the weight got heavier as you went because that means that everyone gets a chance to lift the weight and do the jumps.
It's gonna get heavy.
I didn't feel terrible about it. Again, not overly complex as far as movements go. Once the workout starts, a lot of times everything just sort of fades away. Jacko, who was right across from me, so I kind of could look him in the eye while we were doing the step up. I was smiling at him because we were kind of going step to step. The weight began to get pretty heavy once I think I might have gotten to 225.
Rich's got 225 on the bar, and he's manhandling it. And I look up in the crowd, and I see his son and his wife sitting there, and they're cheering him on. And I'm like, this is such an awesome moment.
And my lower back was really starting to scream. And then I kind of knew that I was reaching my end of the line. I was happy with my performance.
It was every single heat, those last minutes or so, watching everyone squeeze through those last reps. I couldn't contain myself really up in the booth, but it was really exciting.
So it was really nice to hear how he saw us pushing each other and how we were competing and giving it our all. Geraldine Stanton, everybody has a chance to compete worldwide, to be the fittest on earth. It was my first time I got involved with it. I come to watch them compete all the time, but the way they set it up, you feel like you are the fittest on earth.
Yeah, bear.
I don't know if I could just sum it up in a couple words with Geraldine. At a prize for anybody who could name every person here. I got this. Geraldine stands up. Boom, 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 boom.
Everybody.
Mind blown. Wow, this is somebody who really cares about the community.
And about everybody.
Geraldine, very motherly, here 24/7. Can't get enough of her.
Geraldine, everybody loves Geraldine. And Geraldine knows everybody. She'll know you here. She'll know who you are as a member here before you know who she is.
It's a family feeling. Everybody cheers you on. Everybody wants the best for you. They look out for you. We have friendships and relationships outside of the gym. It's a great community.
Well, after the deadlift one, because we were just talking about form, how you can lose form, recovering wise is a lot harder.
We have a good volume of our membership doing the open, and you can tell that the class's population dropped the week after that workout.
And even on Tuesday, a lot of guys were saying they were still pretty beat up, so we had them doing just some active recovery and stuff like that, trying to keep themselves moving but low impact. And yeah, I think that's when people started to feel the physical toll of training throughout the week and then pushing that hard in the event each weekend.
14.4 is a chipper. 14.4 does end with muscle ups, 20 of them. Prior to those 20 muscle ups, you will do 30 cleans. 135 for the men, 95 for the women. Prior to those 30 cleans, you will do 40 wall balls. Prior to those wall balls, you will do 50 toe to bar. Prior to the 50 toe to bar, 14.4 starts with 60 calories on the Concept 2 rower.
And I can finally fly.
14.4 was cool. The chipper style, no twists and turns about it. This is straightforward CrossFit.
When the workout came out, I liked the fact that it was a chipper. Also that it was a lot of different movements.
When they announced it, I was pretty pumped for it, just because it was a little different. You know, it was a little bit different.
We've never seen a rower.
And you know, it gives everybody a chance to progress, you know.
Well, that's the nice thing about it, is that the mix is there so that no matter what type of athlete you are, you're gonna hit something that's gonna be an obstacle.
Thankfully, they made a scale division, so people like myself could compete.
We changed the workout a little bit up. Just for the scale, you know. Just for the scale. There was sit-ups instead of toes to bar, and then instead of muscle-ups, it was lateral burpee.
I thought it was great. It was nice. We were close to what the RX division was. And this was my first workout that I had Jack as my judge. And he was like a drill song on you, but being from the military, I love that. I tried to pace myself. And then, you know, you do the row and then you get to doing the sit-ups, and then we had to do the wall balls, which were grueling. A lot of times I was no rep. I had to keep redoing it and throwing that heavy ball up. And
she's just beasting it out. She's beasting through the cleans.
And I remember hearing Brian saying 14 seconds left.
And she's going through the burpees, and right at the end there, she dives over the barbell.
You hear 3, 2, 1, and she just flopped her body.
Final second, I jumped up and went over the bar. It was great.
The camaraderie here is unmatched by any place I've ever been a part of. Gabriella Toscano, you work all year and you train hard all year, and you have this 1 month that comes up with 5 workouts that everybody all over the world is doing the same workouts, and you get to compete not only with other people, but honestly with yourself.
Gab, another hard worker.
Yeah.
She's a person too that brings something to the gym, you know, like
very lively energy every single time.
Bubbly, always happy to be here. 5:15 in the morning.
It takes a lot for somebody to get up that early every day, come and, you know, put their best foot forward, put in their absolute best effort, and you can see because she's significantly grown as an athlete.
Yeah, by this point, I mean, the whole world was talking about thrusters and burpees, you know. I was starting to think, you know, they're not going to make it thrusters and burpees. It's too everyone is expecting that, you know.
I was waiting for burpees. I was like, there's no way they could get through an open without giving us burpees, because they're just the most torturous things ever.
21 thrusters, 95 pounds for the men, 65 pounds for the women. 21 bar-facing burpees. 18 thrusters, 18 bar-facing burpees. 15 thrusters, 3 thrusters, 3 bar-facing burpees. The clock, save you, it will not. You will do 168 reps, or you will quit in the process of trying. 14.5 is for time.
Saw that coming, you know, so I was like, great, this is gonna suck. Nobody likes burpees, and definitely burpees and thrusters, nobody likes that.
Was probably the biggest mental test during the competition. Yeah, the weight feels heavy after a while, but it's something that you can continue to do. Burpees, if you want to do one, you'll do one, but nobody wants to do them.
Like, this workout sucks. It was just...
Because it was for time, and they never had in the open ever a workout for time.
The format it's a double-edged sword because the rounds get shorter every time, you know? So mentally, you feel like, all right, I get through this round, the next one's a little short. I get through this round, the next one's a little short.
It's up to you completely. You know, there's no time cap. No one's stopping you. It's just until you stop yourself.
I remember seeing it home, and I remember immediately thinking, wow, this is just going to be a mental barrier. This one is really going to be tough. Every round gets less. Like, I had to keep telling myself that. So my goal for this was between 18 and 20 minutes. I just wanted to finish 18 to 20 minutes, and I would have been happy with that.
Well, I had the opportunity to judge Gabriella, and I thought she was pretty impressive.
Eric was a fantastic judge. He was talking the whole time. 5 more, 4 more, you're doing great, there's no resting. Round 15, which is now your only 3rd round in, so I have like 4 to go, it's getting heavy. So it was 15, I pushed through 12, and it was single digits. It was like a second wind of energy. I'm like, single digits, here we go. 9.63, and I'm done.
And when I saw her time and where she was in the workout, I ran over to her when she was on her set of 3s and I was like, let's go, let's get under 12. I'm like yelling at her, 6 more, you're gonna beat 16 minutes. And I'm like, she's totally talking to the person behind me because I can't be going that fast. I wanna be between 18 and 20, so she's not talking to me. And I remember Eric saying, you did fantastic. And he gives me my sheet to sign and I look at the time, and it's like 15:54, and I'm like, how to make a mistake. When she signed that paper, I'm pretty sure she almost passed out from pushing so hard, but you can see in her eyes that she was extremely happy.
I am so relieved. I like finished with a bang.
I hope that every member of CrossFit Long Island participates in the Open next year. We put the time and effort into this to make it as awesome as possible, and we do it for them. We want them to walk away saying that was an experience like I've never had, and I did so much better than I thought I would, and I did things I never thought were possible. We have no problem putting in the time and effort to make sure that they get that experience and walk away feeling that way. And I hope that everyone can look at this and say, hey, you know, I didn't do it this year, but next year I'm going to be out there. I could do that. I could have been out there, or I'm going to be out there. Or I have a year to get ready, and next year's my year.
I can't stop.